and welcome to Taya Mini Reads, Reviews, Discusses, Monologues about everything and anything, and that's on period. Hi, guys, and welcome to my channel. I just finished reading a trilogy. This trilogy is very fascinating in the premise that it presented because it's not something that I have read in any recent times, and I was very surprised by how much I enjoyed reading this book, and that would be the Gael Song Trilogy by Shauna Lawless. Let's get into it. There are three books in there's obviously three books. There are three books in this trilogy. The first one will be the words of kings and prophets, the children of the first one will be the children of gods and fighting men. Second one will be the words of kings and prophet. The third one will be the land of the living and the dead. We follow a couple of perspectives. The backdrop, let me just say that really quickly, is set in Ireland, kind of like an Irish. It's actually based on Irish or Ireland history and their war with the Vikings and all that kind of stuff. It borrows very heavily from things that happened in real life, right? In the history of Ireland trying to get its independence or whatever. Um, this will be slightly. I'm not gonna go into spoilers because I want people to read the book, but I'm just gonna give you um, the whole synopsis and everything that happens in the book. So we follow two main points of view: Gumflat and Fuddler. So Gumflat is a Fomorian. A Fomorian is a fire wielder kind of person. These are mythical beings that humans may have heard about, but they haven't seen one in real time. But they wouldn't even know because they look exactly like humans do, right? She's actually a queen, and they don't age. They live up to like 400, 500 years. So basically they're entrenched in history, right? So we follow Gumflat, who is a Fomorian, who is hiding the fact that she is a Fomorian because there is another group that's opposed to the Fomorians, and that would be the Tuats, the Danan, which is like a monk-ish Templar Knights kind of group that are their whole mission is to kill all Fomorians and vice versa. Like the Fomorians also want to kill them. But the Tuats, the Danan, have a way to identify that someone is a Fomorian. Like they just have to be around the person and they can like literally sniff out your fire magic. So it's very, very dangerous for the Fomorians to hide in plain sight. The Tuat, I'm just gonna say the Tuata. The Tuatha people, they're able to also live really extended lives. They don't die easily because they have magic. They have different types of magic. So I think it's actually unfair to the Fomorians because the Fomorians can be sniffed out, but the Tuatats cannot be sniffed out. Like you wouldn't know if someone was that, right? Except the person didn't age. So, anyways, we follow Gumflat, who is a Fomorian, and we follow Fodla, who is a Tuatat. And Fodla is a healer. So over time, you can see the discourse in the book is Fuddler's people, who is the Tuatan, have withdrawn from humans because they feel like humans are aggressive or brutal and they don't want to help them anymore. So they withdrew and they all live together in this sanctuary island that's kind of, secluded and obscured from humanity because they don't want to have dealings with the humans. But the people are like, well, their magic has kind of been fading for centuries, and they feel like they need to mingle back with the humans to be able to get their magic powers back because they have like maybe 8 or 7 arms of their magic kind of wielders. They have healers, they have shapeshifters, they have people that deal with potions, they have warriors, and each person is gifted different types of magic in those classes. So they feel like they're losing their magic, and they feel like it might be because they withdrew from helping the humans. Also, they feel like all the Fomorians are dead because they had a big battle where they supposedly killed all of them. And this is also what prompted them to move away from the humans, because they felt like, oh, humans are safe now, there's no more Fomorians. So this is that's the two point of view, the major points of view that we follow. Now, there's a lot that kind of goes on and then on the other backside of this whole landscape is the fact that humans are fighting for the high kingship of Ireland, right? So there's a bunch of different groups that are all like striving to become the next king, the next high king, because at that time Ireland wasn't conquered or anything. People were just, ruling in their own different fiefdoms. And so there's that. So it's three major groups that we're following. There's the mythological aspect of it, the political aspect of it, and also the familiar aspect of it. Now, let's start with Gunflood. Gunflood is a queen. She has a child, Citric, and she's been married a couple of times. And you see the lengths that she goes as a mother to protect her children and to do all sorts of things, but for her own selfish reasons. Gunflood is not who you you want to aspire to be. She's a terrible person, and this is the first time that I'm seeing a point of view of a mother that's actually a trash mom. Like, she's actually really trash. I don't know how else to say it. She's a bad mom. She's a bad person. She's not good. But you read the story and you just keep like, you're like, so I really enjoyed reading about such a gray character. Like, there's nothing to like about her. That's the best way I can. There's literally nothing to write her like to like about her. She's just terrible person from start to finish. Fadla, on the other hand, is the sweetest person that you could ever know. Like, she's so sweet, she's so nice, and you can see that she's trying to get under from centuries of brainwashing that has been done to her by someone that she really trusted, And so you see her making these little connections and you see her fighting for her freedom step by step by step. It is beautiful to watch. I was super, that was one of the POVs that I was super excited to read every time it came up, because you could just see how much Fodla was making progress and breaking off those negative like relationships that were just toxic, and she did that all by herself. So I really enjoyed that. There was a lot of betrayal going on, like family wise, and that's where I need to get into this whole book dynamics. Apart from all of the stuff I just mentioned, like I said, we have the humans that are vying for high kingship, right? So you have Citric, who's like the king of Dublin. You have Brian Boru, who's the king of some of the Ireland Hills area. I can't say the name. I'm not going to even try to attempt it. And then you have other kinds of groups, right? So Brian is someone that's aspiring for the high kingship. So what his brilliant plan is to marry all of his children to his different opponents, and that way amass a big army, and he should be able to be crowned high king, which does happen, but at what cost? It was at a really high cost. And when you read the books from book 1 to 3, every action that each of these characters make, you're like, huh. I mean, what did you expect, right? You have someone that's your enemy, but all of a sudden they're now supposedly your in law. But does that take away the beef? Does it take away the hatred, the enmity? Does it? That's one thing I think Brian Boru really underestimated when he was enacting his great plan. So this was the most meatiest book about family and betrayals that I've ever read. Like, it was mother betraying son, son betraying father, siblings betraying siblings. Like, it was brutal. Like, it was son betraying parents. Oh my god, it was so brutal. Son betraying half brother. Like, there was just a lot of betrayal from literally every family member. Wife betraying husband, husband betraying wife. Like, don't get me started on how chucked up the family dynamics, how messed up it is in this book. It is so good. And as you keep unraveling each string, you're like, it was juicy. It was so juicy. And kudos to Shauna Lawless, because this was a really, really good trilogy. It's so good. There's another book coming out, Daughter of the Underworld, that I would definitely be picking up, because the way the first trilogy ended, it's not like it's not the end. Like there's you have to continue in the next book. So I'm definitely picking it up. It's thankfully coming out this year. I will be picking it up for sure, because some people need repercussions. I'm looking at you, Gunflat. Okay, like some people need to get there up and up. So this was a really great book. That's basically all I'm gonna say. If you like learning about history, especially Ireland, this is a good one for you. If you like political backstabbing, strategizing, wars, this is one for you. If you like historical fiction, this is definitely one for you. If you like family, messy family plots with like backstabbing and scheming and just full on like, yeah, I betrayed you to your face kind of thing, this is definitely the one you want to read. If you like magic, a really soft magic system, you don't need to cram anything. It's easy to understand and follow along. Definitely be picking this up. So this is a well all-rounder kind of book. It doesn't fit into so many categories. It could be historical fiction, it could be magic realism for some degrees, it could be, a fiction book, right? And definitely not romance. I wouldn't there is some romance in it, but it's not the biggest part of, well, kind of. It is kind of. There is some romance. So you see, it could literally go anywhere. So this was a fantastic, fantastic trilogy. If you like all of the taglines that I mentioned, definitely pick it up. Let me know what you think. But I would definitely be going on to pick up Daughter of the Underworld when it comes out later this year, because I need I need some people to have some repercussions for all of their actions. So this was great. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me yap. If you have read this book, let me know. What did you think? Would you be going on to the next one? If you have books that are kind of in that weird category where you don't know where to place them, recommend them to me. I would definitely pick it up. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.